Appreciate y'all chilling and politicking and paying attention because it's real vital. You heard me? Trench Talk TV. So that's what it's gonna sound like. It ain't gonna sound like nothing sugarcoat. It ain't gonna sound like what you want to hear. It's gonna be trench talk.
Man, being around so many people in the industry, getting so much game, learning as much as you done learned over the last 15 years moving around. Man, why you don't think you done got your shot yet? On the music hit.
The honest to God truth.
Honest to God truth.
I mean, I gotta have this conversation with myself a lot. You know what I'm saying? And
Trench Talk here for you.
so look, I can't deny who I was and who I used to be. You feel me? I'm a removed real street nigga that's trying to like give some insight to the youngsters. Like, you ain't gotta be no bitch ass nigga, but you ain't gotta be out here. You know what I'm saying? Cause I feel like that's where I went left. You know what I'm saying? And I'm saying that to say like, Baton Rouge will corrupt you. You know what I'm saying? And I could honestly say from like, I don't know if you heard the story about me taking gay shots.
Yeah.
I mean, that's just something simple that I told, but that's who I was. Like, I was a taker. Like, I used to trap, but I used to take too. You know what I'm saying? I think I helped develop, and that shit burned me up to this day that I helped develop where Baton Rouge is at. Cause this bitch used to be Jigga City. You know what I'm saying? Like, I was one of the first niggas who made doing down to school. Like, we sipping syrup, we popping tails, we popping balls. You know what I'm saying? You know, like Fat, I retired for them balls, now I'm taking tails. Like, Fat was my little nigga, you know what I'm saying? Like, so I feel like I introduced all kind of drugs that niggas can't handle. To not that they wasn't here, but niggas wasn't about doing no shit that they didn't know about. You know what I'm saying? But they see a nigga like me functioning. Like, man, I know a nigga who get loaded, and that nigga got that bag, that nigga got them hoes, he rap, you know what I'm saying? Like, he don't look like he on that, you know what I'm saying? So I know niggas was like, man, I could do that shit too. You know what I'm saying? I'm gonna keep it G. I used to go in the studio, like with Lil and the Champion, man, I bust down a Roxy with a bar and bust that bitch in your face, snort that bitch. So I know niggas looking at me like, you know, a nigga go down talk you know what I'm saying? And then go do the same thing, you know what I'm saying? You feel me?
Everybody ain't willing to say it in the mirror or say it in front of a camera.
You feel me?
Right.
You know what I'm saying? So I'm just giving you some insight. I know who I am. I know who I was, you know what I'm saying? And I can honestly say like my karma for, you know what I'm saying, a lot of the shit that I put out in the universe, it probably took a long time for me to, they got karma and dharma, so I gotta put dharma out there too, you know what I'm saying? I feel like dharma is when you start reaping the benefits of living right, you know what I'm saying? And that's where I'm in now, you feel me? So if it's in my cards, it's gonna happen. But I can honestly say like, man, when you a fucked up individual, you win for so long, you know what I'm saying? But that shit ain't what it's like, you know what I'm saying? Like, that's why niggas be going through what they be going through. Like, you might be seeing a nigga winning, but a nigga might have just beat a murder. You know what I'm saying? Like, and you looking at it like, oh yeah, but that nigga just beat that bitch, and you know, yeah, but 2 years from now, he probably gonna get murdered. You know what I'm saying? Like, you just got, all you gotta do is keep living and watch him die. You feel me? So, I feel like God done spared me, cause I ain't like, even though I did fucked up shit, I was the nigga who jacked without a gate. You know what I'm saying? So if I got you, it was on some chestnut checkers mind play type shit, I bet you'll never do it again. So I taught you a lesson. And I ain't come disrespect you and bat you in your shit. Or, you know what I'm saying? You feel me? I ain't saying I was right. You know what I'm saying? But I was a real street nigga. Like, so that's what I be saying about these rappers, bro. Like, to even be able to obtain a deal like they don't, like they getting, you wasn't no bad nigga, my nigga. You got the deal and became a bad nigga. And that's why you going through all this bullshit you going through, dummy. I've been a nigga who chose, you know what I'm saying, the ladder. I went through it, like I survived it, like, you know what I'm saying? Like, if you knew my war stories and all the shit I've been through, like, that shit ain't with no rinky-dink niggas. Them with some niggas, you know what I'm saying? So that's what I'm saying, like, it's just hard for me to believe that nigga was like that before they did us and all that shit they stirring up because a nigga who like that get a situation like that, they not finna fumble that shit off. They know what they came from. So for niggas to be steady fucking with that when they, man, a label done gave you 300 grand to play with, and you putting that bitch on bodies and whoop the way, I mean, say something. It maybe it's just a different era, but I'm old law. You know what I'm saying? The old law, I'm like Uncle Willie. I said I wasn't gonna move out the hood, but once I got my money, I was gone.
Man,
fuck wrong with you?
Another thing, I think it be lacking the accountability and discipline piece.
Right.
More so accountability.
But that's another thing I'm saying about my karma. A lot of the niggas, the niggas who out right now who young, the people they looked up to, they not real. I'm not saying that they not real D-boys, but these the D-boys that do their drugs. These the D-boys that trick off. You know what I'm saying? These the D-boys that want to be seen, put money to
The
their
generation been tricked, misled.
Yeah. So everything that they learn from that they think is right was always wrong. And I was part of the wrong.
And that calls for unlearning and relearning.
Yeah, so I had to unlearn, relearn, and now I gotta put that back out there. That's why I don't mind putting myself on display and saying I did nothing that I did. You feel me?
Right.
You know.
It's definitely commendable.
I got kids. I got 16 and 17-year-old little boys, and I know the trail that I left out here for them. Man, that'll be really selfish of me to not to try to get in front of it and be like, look, bro, I did that bad, bro. Like, we was popping pills, like we wasn't in our right mind. Like, we started popping ecstasy. You know what I'm saying? Then we started drinking syrup, and you know, like, yeah, we was living it up, but saying like, you know, this ain't what it is. You feel me? You know, it's a generation of junkies, basically.
That part.